Welcome to Elevate East, where we break down the policy shaping Baltimore County and elevate the voices fighting for change. I am Sharonda Dillard-Huffman, and I'm your host. And today we're tackling three major issues: the housing crisis and why Baltimore County is at a breaking point, how sustainability and conservation can go hand in hand with development, and why leadership in 2026 will be critical in shaping the county's future. This is a conversation about power, resources, and the kind of county we want to build, not just for today, but for generations to come. Housing, it's a human right. But in Baltimore County, access to affordable, stable housing is becoming increasingly difficult. Why? Because our housing crisis isn't just about supply and demand, it's about policies that have prioritized exclusion, limited development, and reinforced segregation. Exclusionary zoning, and the URDL, that is the Urban Rural Demarcation Line, it was originally created in 1967 to manage suburban sprawl and protect rural land. But over the years, it has been used as a tool to restrict affordable housing development and maintain racial and economic segregation. Many areas inside the URDL have restrictive zoning laws that prohibit multifamily housing, townhomes, and affordable developments, leaving lower income and working class residents with few options. Baltimore County is lagging in inclusionary housing policies, inclusionary zoning laws where developers are required to set aside a percentage of new units for lower income residents are either weak or non-existent. Many proposed affordable housing developments are blocked by not in my backyard NIMBY opposition, often from wealthier communities that don't want economic diversity in their neighborhoods. The medium rent in Baltimore County has increased significantly, while wages have largely remained stagnant. Working families, seniors, and young professionals are being priced out, forced into overcrowded housing, or pushed into neighboring counties, like my son. Eviction rates are rising, and the county lacks sufficient tenant protections to keep vulnerable residents in stable housing. Even if you're financially stable, the housing crisis affects property values, local businesses, public services, and economic growth. When people can't afford to live near where they work, we see labor shortages, increased traffic congestion, and a strain on resources like public transportation. If we don't act now, Baltimore County will continue down the path of deepening inequality, with housing becoming a privilege rather than a right. One of the biggest misconceptions about housing expansion is that it has to come at the expense of conservation. But that's simply not true. We can address the housing crisis while protecting our environment if we plan responsibly. The URDL should not be a barrier to affordable housing. Instead, we should encourage mixed-use development in urban and suburban centers, allowing people to live near jobs, schools, and transit hubs. Accessory dwelling units, ADUs, such as basement apartments or small backyard homes, should be incentivized in certain neighborhoods to increase affordable options instead of expanding sprawl. New developments should incorporate green building technology, including solar panels, energy efficient appliances, and sustainable construction materials. Weatherization programs should be expanded to make existing homes more energy efficient, reducing costs for homeowners and renters. The solution to our housing crisis isn't simply just, oh yeah, let's push development further into rural areas. We just need to look at things holistically. We do need to protect our forest lands, watersheds, and agricultural zones while building smarter within designated growth areas. This means enforcing strong stormwater management policies and investing in green infrastructure like tree canopy expansion, permeable pavement, and urban parks. A truly sustainable housing plan ensures that development benefits both people and the environment. When we build responsibly, we reduce pollution, lower energy costs, and create healthier communities. We cannot afford to let the fear of change prevent us from solving a crisis that affects thousands of Baltimore County residents. We must build smart, build green, and build for everyone. This is why I'm running for Baltimore County Council in 2026, because we cannot afford leadership that maintains the status quo. We need bold, forward-thinking solutions that address housing inequality, protect our environment, and ensure that our county grows in a way that benefits everyone. What I will fight for on the Baltimore County Council is housing justice and zoning reform. We need to expand our attainable housing options by looking at our zoning restrictions that block multifamily housing and townhomes. Implement stronger inclusionary housing policies, which require developers to set aside a percentage of units for lower income families, as well as invest in our affordable housing trust fund. We also need to strengthen tenant protections to prevent unfair evictions and displacement. We need to look at sustainable growth and environmental protections by promoting green building standards, support mixed-use transit-oriented development to reduce reliance on cars and lower carbon emissions. We also need to protect our royal lands and watersheds while investing in urban green spaces. We need to have public accountability and transparency. Prevent public institutions like the Baltimore County Library System from weaponizing the use of the library for political suppression.